Hi everyone, some Gamer Dude here. Since I've talked about War Axe and Rinka, I thought I should talk about the ruler of that deck. Ally of the Black Moon, the Eternal Vampire, Mikage Seijuro. Something of a major player in Force of Will lore now. This was his first card, released with 2 of his 4 daughters. Rhea, his 4th daughter and another major character, wouldn't be released till the cluster after. Ally of the Black Moon is a Darkness Wanderer ruler and one of the earliest rulers with Energize, being in the first wave of starter decks to include them. Since then the rules have changed to give every ruler Energize as a game mechanic, something that frankly should have been the case since the mechanic was introduced. Ally has a judgment cost of Darkness 1, which isn't terribly costly. The main use of Ally though is his ability. For 1 Darkness Will, deal 100 damage to target Resonator and he gets a blood counter, a resource his ruler side will use. Not terribly impressive, but at the time it was released, stoning to death wasn't in format and kill wasn't all that common. But this effect could be comboed into Demon Flame's second ability to just kill a Resonator. Demon Flame was at the time a spell chant instant for fire that either dealt 500 damage to target Resonator or killed a Resonator damaged that turn. The two comboed together to kill a Resonator for Fire Darkness, which as I said was really good at the time. Unfortunately, not many other applications. Urashima Taro, a Darkness Resonator for 2 Darkness, was about it. He had the same effect as Demon Flame's secondary as an enter effect. This is very much a missed opportunity, and Ally's effect should have been further built on, but archetypes, tribal and mechanics being abandoned was fairly bog standard for old Force of Wilco, and part of why I grew frustrated with the game. It was actually distressingly normal for Force of Will to abandon things until very recently. When Ally of the Black Moon casts Judgment, all mystery of his identity is removed. He is revealed to be the Eternal Vampire, Seijuro Mikage, the patriarch of the Mikage family. The Mikage is a 900/900 vampire J-ruler with flying and Eternal. Eternal isn't too bad. If he dies, he doesn't become an astral ruler. He just becomes a ruler again. While the rules of the game were changed around Lapis Cluster so that astral rulers were ruler side and kept their effects bar Judgment, being able to cast Judgment again, having a 9/9 flyer for 3 forever, is pretty nifty. Flying is, of course, a pretty good keyword to have too. He also has a main effect using those blood counters from the ruler side as a resource. He can pay 1 blood counter to give target J Resonator minus 100/100 until end of turn. Can be a nice combat trick, but in Vampire Tribal, which is most of his support, he has a better effect. He can gain 200 attack for the turn, which can be nifty if they let him through and he has enough for lethal, or you get into lethal range with your next attack. You can gain 200 life, whoopee. Unless we got something triggered by life gain, it's not really relevant. Finally, put a 100/100 counter on target Vampire Resonator. This was designed to be used with Rinka and Shala, his daughters that interact with +100/+100 counters, unlocking effects if they have them. There is also Yashahime, his daughter from Legacy Lost, that absorbs +100/+100 counters and can multiply them by 2 on a vampire, including her dad. Rinka is probably the best use here, since she's not really that bad of a card for her time. As you may have guessed, as much as I like Mikage Seijuro, he's a massive disappointment. Very little was made for him initially. The +100/+100 counter theme went in a very weird direction that no one in their right mind would attempt. Give opponents' Resonators the 100/100 counters, then kill their dudes with the counters. The initial theme of effects unlocked by the 100/100 counters was abandoned. I really loved the deck concept when it came out, but it was just disheartening to watch the previous season for Legacy Lost. I jumped to Magic around that time because I'd had enough. I would look in occasionally, but didn't want to buy the game again until Alice Origins. Thankfully, there are better Mikage Seijuro cards now, and as of writing, an upcoming ruler card. Hopefully he's fun, and they bring back Rinko, Shara, and Yashahime. We know Raya is coming back. The original Seijuro, though? Another card in the big pile of disappointment that was early Force of Will. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.